Well, something came into my mind here that I've been asked a lot, and I think it's probably going to relate, but I'm interested in the answer to this. So we have kind of in the West demonized certain food groups, dairy, gluten being two high ones. How is that viewed from an Ayurvedic perspective? Because you kind of said everyone's an individual. You know, I found growing up in the UK, I never had issues with dairy. Sometimes I do here now, and so many people I know seem to. So what's kind of the perspective on that?
Well, the underlying Ayurvedic perspective is that there is no food that's demonized. There are some things that generally would not be suitable. I mean, like spoiled food or something, but categories of food, no. And the problem you're mentioning has to do with the quality of those things. And the same experience with my clients, I don't have any difficulty with dairy here, although for my particular, dairy is a cold food. I have a cold metabolism. I typically don't consume it, but it doesn't give me any symptoms. But I send clients to India that have very noticeable dairy sensitivity, and, you know, they eat a piece of cheese, they get a runny nose or diarrhea or a tummy ache or something. They go to India, they try a little bit of tea with some milk in it, nothing happens. Then they eat, you know, a bunch of cheese. And by the end of their 2-week vacation, they're gobbling down milk in India with no problems. And they think, hey, I went on vacation and my dairy problems solved. They come back, the first bite, they get their old symptoms back. So it's a problem with the actual way that the milk is produced. In India, the animal that we would call a cow, and then in English, it's called a cow in India, but it's not actually a cow. It's a zebu, which is a cousin to a cow. So there are a number of animals in that family, including a bison and water buffalo, and they're closely related, but they produce a milk that's slightly different than the European cow. And the protein problem in the European cow that bothers people, the casein, is different in the zebu, and so many people are fine with it. Likewise with the wheat. Clients go to India, they try a bite of pasta, nothing happens. They come by the end of the vacation, they're gobbling down pasta every day. There's something about the way it's either grown or processed. I don't think we know all the details, but I agree with you that both of those categories are problematic here. And there's a lot of factors, you know, the digestive tracts of people are not functioning as well as they could generally. And then all those issues about the type of wheat and how it was produced and all of that. There seems to be something that's sort of inherently difficult about digesting wheat and milk anyway that make it more problematic. No one's having a problem with lettuce, but, you know, those two things. And Ayurveda would say that those foods are heavy, meaning that it takes more digestive fire to be able to digest them. And so that makes them inherently more likely to have digestive problems.